Welcome to this video. My name is Jaina and we have a short yoga practice to get the body moving after a long flight. So we're beginning here in Shavasana to get connected to the earth after being in the air for so long. And if you like, you can take a pause of the video and then come back to it if you want to spend a bit more time here. And as you're here, just feeling the whole entire back body down into your mat, into the earth, and noticing the breath. When you're ready, you'll take those feet together and stretch the arms over the head, finding length in the body. From here, we'll take a twist. If you have the space, then the arms could be out into a big T shape, otherwise into cactus arm. And then we'll take the legs over to one side. You can use your hand to guide the legs a little bit more down towards earth, so then you can feel a bit more rotation in the spine. We'll take the legs back to the center and you'll take the legs over to the other side. And again, that hand could guide the legs a little bit more down towards the mat. We'll come back to the center and then we'll hug the legs in and rock from side to side to give the lower back a well-deserved massage. And then we'll rock backwards and forwards along the spine, and this should feel pretty good after being sat in a chair for so long. So we'll set up for a few rounds of cat and cow to move through the spine. So your shoulders will be over the wrists and the hips will be over the knees. On the in-breath, we'll lift the sit bones up, move the chest forward, and you can stretch the throat and the neck by looking up. And then as you exhale, the tailbone will move down, belly in, and the chin will move towards the chest. 2 more times, inhale. And then exhaling, moving to your own breath, to your own rhythm. Just one more time here, inhaling. And then exhaling. We'll come to a neutral spine and we'll take a twist. Your left hand will reach up towards the ceiling and you'll thread that left hand underneath the right. Drop down the shoulder and the side of the face. With your right hand, you can press it a little bit more into the earth so you can feel a bit more rotation in the spine. And the right hand could remain where it is, or you could take it up and over. That right hand can come down. Left arm lifts up and we'll place the left hand down. Let's do the other side. So the right arm will lift and we'll thread the right arm underneath the left, drop down shoulder and the side of the face. That left hand of yours could press down into the mat. And when you're ready, you can take the arm up and over if you wish, or you can keep it where it is. We'll unravel and then we'll reach that right hand up towards ceiling and then the right hand down towards the mat. From here, we'll come into a child's pose and welcome to take your knees as wide as you like, maybe the distance of the mat or even wider than your mat. Arms reaching forwards, or maybe your arms are relaxed, however you want to be here in this child's pose. And it's just to get a little bit more connected and a little bit more grounded. Feeling the breath, your inhales and the exhales in and out through the nose. Breathing in deeply, exhale out slowly. We'll stretch into the side body, so we'll take the hands across over to the right side. And as you're here, your left hand could move a little bit closer to the right if you want to feel more stretch into the left side of the body. And then we can bring those hands back to the center and then we'll do the other side. So moving the hands across to the left and that right hand of yours a little more closer to the left. And you could even press the hands down a little more and move the sit bones back to the heels to intensify the stretch a little more. Come back to the center and from here we'll come into a downward facing dog. So press the hands down into the mat, tuck your toes, lift the knees, and we'll come on up. You can pedal out the feet here, just walking them backwards and forwards. There's no rush. So you can feel the stretch into the back of your legs, the calves and the hamstrings. We'll bring the feet together and we'll lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Even lift your left heel up to find more length in those legs. And then we'll take the right foot forward in between the hands. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you'll begin to shift the hips back to straighten the right leg. Take an inhale and exhale to coil and round into that leg. The arms could reach forwards for a bit more length, otherwise keep them where they are. We'll bend that right leg and then we'll drop the left knee down towards the floor. We come into a low lunge. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Allow for that right sit bone to melt towards your right ankle to feel the stretch into the left hip flexor. You can hold the opposite elbows and take the arms back to feel stretch into the shoulders and openness in your chest. Take one more inhale and exhale to lower the hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes and we'll lift the right arm up towards ceiling for another twist. And then the right hand down and we'll come back into a downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. So the left leg will lift up towards the sky. You can lift up your right heel, find more length and space. And then move the left foot forward in between the hands. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you shift the hips back. If you need to keep a little bend in the knee, that's also fine. Any amount of stretch in the hamstrings is welcome. You'll bend that left leg of yours and drop down the right knee towards the floor. Shift the hips forward, reach up the arms. Feel the stretch into the right side this time. And then you can hold the opposite elbows, take the arms back. Feel that stretch into the shoulders. Place the hands to the floor, tuck the back toes and lift the knee. The right hand presses down and the left arm lifts up. Left hand will come down and then we'll move back into a downward facing dog. We'll take another twist. So we're just moving through the spine. So bring the feet forwards, have a little bend in your legs, and the right hand will move to the outside of your left foot. If you can't quite touch the heel, then you could step the feet in a little bit more. The right hand can come down to the floor and we'll do the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right foot. And then maybe have a look underneath your armpit and maybe you can see the ceiling. And then the left hand comes down. We'll step both feet up to the top of the mat. Lift and lengthen through the spine. So maybe your hands touch the floor, maybe they're somewhere onto your body. And then as you exhale, can begin to fold. And here you can have any amount of bend in your knees. Let's take the feet a little bit wider, about the distance of your hips. And then you can hold the opposite elbows and you can move from side to side in any way that feels good to you. Allow the head to completely relax. And when you're ready, we'll take an inhale and reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And then the hands come to the center of the chest. We'll take one of your legs back, doesn't matter which one. And we're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, begin to bring the body forward, lengthening the spine down. You can interlock the fingers behind you and reach the arms over the head. Relax the head completely. Feel the stretch in the shoulders, the inner seams of the legs, maybe a little bit into the back of the legs as well. And then we'll take those hands back. And take an inhale here to lift the body, and we'll turn to the back of your mat. From here, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So you're going to bring that leg down, and the back leg you'll take back. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you'll enter into the pose. So your front leg, it can either be parallel towards the front of your mat, or maybe you need to bring it in a little bit, just depending on the hips. And this should feel pretty good. After being sat in the chair for so long, the butt sometimes begins to become a little bit numb. So we'll make our way up. And we'll come into a wide leg straddle, so turn yourself around. The legs are out wide. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, we'll come forward, and any amount is fine. Keep the legs engaged, the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. And you should feel stretch into the groin. And then let's make our way back, and then we'll take pigeon pose to the top of our mat. So turning yourself around, the front leg at any angle, take the back leg back and the leg will be straight. Take an inhale here and then exhale to come on forward. So in our pigeon pose, we'll feel the stretch in our hips and in the outer hips, particularly into your glutes. And we'll bring ourselves back, roll to the side and free the back leg forward. Can extend the legs in front of you, hands can come behind, and just take a moment here just to pause and feel the body so far, feeling the effects of the short practice that we've already had. So the final pose that we'll take is legs on the wall. So find a little bit of wall space and come to sit by the side of the wall. From here, you'll turn the body around and lift the legs up towards the wall. You can bring the butt a little bit more closer to the wall, and then you can just begin to lie down. Your arms could be out to the sides, they could be over the head, anywhere that you like. And this one's a beautiful posture. It'll help with the circulation. I find that after many hours in the air, my body is totally puffy, and this will help to reduce that. So you can spend as much time as you like here, at least a couple of minutes, and then you'll take a shavasana after this pose.